Hey everyone, this is day one in my new home in Peru in the jungle, and I'm going to do a few of these videos rapid fire to catch you all up and not put it all in one video. So first day was in Peru, in Lima, and it was very interesting. So I arrived in Lima at 1 in the morning, went to the hostel. I was all smooth. That trip was great. And then in the morning, I got up and I needed to access my bank account to pay my student loan bill. And I discovered that I could not access my account because they wanted two-factor authentication. And so they texted me. And I thought I had bought an international booster for my plan so I could text internationally, which I can, but only from Canada. And I was like, oh, well, that sucks. Okay, no problem. I'll just get a SIM card here and I can call the bank and sort that all out. So I get a SIM card, and the SIM card cannot call Canada. Like, oh man. So I go out and I go for a walk just to explore and get that all off my mind. And right away, this guy in a tuk-tuk, which are everywhere, there's tuk-tuks everywhere, he stops, he's like, Americano. I was like, no, no Americano. Canadian. And he just talked to me. And he was just so excited to talk to me. He's this young guy from Venezuela named Antonio. And yeah, it was really neat because he didn't speak English. So I really got to practice my Spanish right away. And after talking for a while and he's turning away all these customers, I'm like, okay, so where can I find an international SIM card? So he takes me to this market and they don't sell them. And I'm like, okay, well, let's go to the airport because if anybody's going to have them, it's the airport. So we go to the airport and these guys, they're trying to sell me use of their phone. I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. I'm calling a bank. It could take forever. And so they're like, oh yeah, go over there. And so we get back in the tuk-tuk instead of going back to where these guys said. He goes back to this market. And I was like, what's going on? Okay, whatever. And he brings me to this one shop, and this girl thinks she can figure out my SIM card so I can call internationally. Spends like an hour on it and ends up doing exactly what I did. And then he's like, oh, you have to tip the girl because she helped you. I was like, did she though? And did I even want to come here? But, you know, that's the way it goes. So I gave her a little bit of a tip. Turns out he just had this crush on her and wanted to talk to her and bring her business. So that was funny. But yeah, we ended up spending the whole day together, Antonio and I ended up going back to the airport, the actual airport, and they can't even sell me an international SIM card. Apparently nobody in Peru does that. So that problem's still not solved. I've got one option that I'm trying out, but we'll see how it goes. I'll figure it out. But the rest of the day was really interesting. Like, this guy didn't want to leave me. He just like stuck with me the whole day. And I remember reading this book about India. I wish I could remember the name of it. And right away off the train, the author, he ran into this, I think he was a taxi driver or something similar. And the same thing, the guy immediately took to him and they become best friends for a long time. And he hung around. And I don't imagine that's going to happen with this Antonio fellow because he's in Lima and I'm obviously not in Lima anymore. And Lima is massive. It's like 11 million people. And it's just like I saw a lot of squalor, that's for sure. And then, you know, there's some nice areas. But wow. And I'll talk more about the drive out of Lima after. But yeah, I hung out with Antonio, worked on my Spanish, and he overcharged me for everything, which I expected. But, you know, I ended up paying him because I got a great Spanish lesson on it. I got to experience some great Peruvian cuisine, and you know, it was good company. So probably spent more than I should have, but money well spent. In next video, we're going to talk about the journey to Oxapampa. Till next time.